All right, we are back at it. We are making the parachute mount. So I got 3/16" plate steel, cut a 7.5 by 6, drilled 3 holes, already mounted it up and everything like that. It fits perfectly fine. Just need it's a little hot right now, so we just need to finish welding up around there and around there. It's a little hot right now. I already mounted the bumper, so I had it mounted. I tack welded it, and then I put up the bumper cover and make sure it didn't make sure it fit and everything like that. It fits perfectly fine. So the next thing is going to be finish welding up everything, and then taking one of the piece of scrap that I have over here, and probably going to be, that one's all rusted, so probably going to be this guy right here. We'll probably, that's roughly dead center. We'll probably notch it, weld it there, and then on there will be where the parachute attaches, and then we have a pin and release that we need to weld up on there, just like that, so I can pin it. Other than that, this is the first thing I've done since my last video. I got pretty much all the parts in, got all the alien fittings and everything like that. Just need to make the lines for that, and still need to mount the pump for the differential cooler, and we will be doing that coming soon. All right, we got the parachute mount basically done. I just need to paint it. It's gonna powder coat it, but it's not gonna fit in my little oven powder coater. But basically, all I did was get the 3/16 plate, like I said, bolted it up, use that to that. I made these little guys out of the plate, and then just got a spacer for the bolt to go through. Same thing with that. Welded that up to there. So this is removable, but this isn't. Did all that. And then I cut a little starter notch just to fit it. I'm still gonna have to open it up, obviously, a little bit more, but that'll be coming here in a little bit. This parachute right here is the same one they use on the Calvo Vipers. It's just a single chute. It's a large one. I can get the part number for you if you guys want it. That was like $450. That was the most expensive part. Everything, including the cost of the parachute. So the parachute was $450. This little mounting bracket right here was about $80, and then the release cord was about $100. And then, like I said, this was scrap. This plate was $15. So all in all, I probably have like $600 in this whole setup that I have right here. Way cheaper and easier than the only other parachute mount that I seen was around $3,000. So we saved some money, $3,000 compared to $600. Also, you can see my parachute mount. It gives you way more room up in here. I mean, you've seen it without the bumper on, so it pretty much looks the same, but you got way more room, and technically it's stronger because it's a piece of steel now. Got the bumper all on, everything's all done. I wrapped this in carbon fiber just to make it look carbon fibery. I'm not spending the $2,000 on a real carbon fiber when it actually doesn't only save you any weight, so who cares? Cut the hole. I need to make it a little bit more symmetrical. It's a little off by a little bit, but we'll just go ahead and shave that up. This weekend I will be mounting the cable. I actually packed the parachute right here. It's all packed and ready to go. I used a Allen key just to hold it into place for right now. Here's the cable. I still need to run all that stuff, and that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. diff cooler pump, all mounted. Like I said, 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. Drilled it. Now I just gotta wire it and plumb up the plumbing. On the agenda for today, we will be making the line for the coolers. I already made one, you can see right here. Pretty easy. I got 20 feet of the 6AN from Summit. I want to say it was like I think it was like 30 or 40 bucks or something like that. And then all the fittings is what's expensive. You know, all of them are like $3 to $7 each, but for the most part, now we just got to put it all together, cut it, and you've seen in my other video how to make the line and tubing really easy. It's actually really easy. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We have all of our hoses ran and clamped for the rear diff cooler. I am waiting on the transmission, like I said, to do the transmission cooler. I will be doing that soon. I also installed my flex fuel sensor. I still need to wire it up, run the wires, but it just sits right there. Here is the final product for the differential cooler. All the pump and wiring is all zip tied and done. I op checked everything. Everything's good to go. Everything's leak checked. I actually installed I filled up the diff with some fluid and then ran the pump, made sure it filled up the cooler and all that. I put in probably 75 ounces roughly. I used my pump and just pumped it up into the fill port up here. Up into the fill port up here, right there. Just pumped it up into there. We are upgrading fuel pumps. I had dual 255s in there. For the longest time, those worked really well. But now it's time to upgrade to the 450s. They're just the Walbro 450s. I've got 3 of them. I want to say they were 90 bucks each. Not even a whole lot of money for 3 pumps. This is the Fort Innovation hanger. I need to order parts because the little nipple on the top here is bigger than the 225s or 250s or whatever the hell they are. We need to order that, and then pigtails to go. I could splice these wires and just hardwire it in, but I'll do it all nice looking. I'll actually get a pigtail that just goes really quick from there to there. Front bumper is now installed and backed. I had to cut a little bit of the mount, like I said. I just cut a little bit. You can't see it or anything like that. I may have to trim this guy a little bit. I'm not sure, because there is now a gap and it popped loose in between these two. I'm not sure if that will affect anything. As soon as I put the splitter up and it's hard mounted and all that, I'm not sure if that will affect anything at high speeds. At low speeds it'll be fine, but high speeds it might be a problem. But we'll end up checking that probably when I check the parachutes. When I check the parachute and do a couple of runs at like 100 miles an hour, checks the parachute, make sure everything's good to go. Then like 140 miles an hour, make sure everything's good to go, and all that. Everything's all installed. I know the wires look super messy, but I like to actually, I know where everything goes and everything's all harnessed up and everything like that. Just like this one. This is my main power for the 2 pump controllers. I've made everything look nice before, like super nice, and like a nice harness like this and everything like that. And it's all good until something happens, and then something happens with a wire or something like that, and now you're chasing, trying to figure out which wire it is. So like this way, I like to do it this way, so I know this harness goes to this. So if something happens, I'm gonna look at this harness. These wires go to these guys. This harness right here goes to my fuel pump. Something happens, I know exactly what harness goes to what. Everything's done and out checked. Pumps ran. I got my little on switch right here. Pumps ran and everything like that. Everything's good to go with that. Just got done wiring in the flex fuel sensor. It's pretty simple. You got ground, which I just used right here. Got a little nut right there. Got the ground, and then the pink wire / red is just a remote on, which goes up that way, and then the signal, the white wire, goes up to the front. The signal wire for the flex fuel sensor comes up right here, and we have to put it into the Motec. I'm not sure which one yet. We'll have to do that, but that's how I got, as far as I got right now. If there's anything else you guys want to see, let me know. Subscribe, and we'll be on the road soon.